Hello, my name is Hernandez-Martinez, and I did my training video on individual incentives. The definition of individual incentives are rewards for employees for meeting their work-related performance standards, such as the following: the quality of their work, their productivity of their work, making sure that they're meeting all the objectives in production, customer satisfaction for providing excellent customer service and answering all the customers' questions and needs. Safety would meet to make sure that they're working safely in the work environment and meeting all OSHA policies and procedures. And attendance, also making sure they get to work on time and come to their scheduled shift every day. There are three conditions in which individual incentives need to meet in order to work. The first one, the individual employee's performance can be measured objectively. The second one, individual incentive plans are appropriate when employees have sufficient control over work outcomes. For example, if an equipment breaks down, the employee does not have control over that, so that wouldn't count against them. And the third one, the individual incentive plan are appropriate when they do not create a level of unhealthy competition among workers that ultimately leads to poor quality. So we need to make sure that these incentives are encouraging good work and not unhealthy behavior between their peers. So moving on to the types of individual incentive plans. With the piecework plans, there's two types of these. One is found in manufacturing settings. It rewards employees based on their individual hourly production compared to an objective output. And the second type are for individual performance standards, and these are for units produced, and the quality of the work on an individual basis is evaluated. So workers receive a guaranteed hourly pay rate regardless of whether they meet the designated production standard. Also, the time it takes to produce a unit is relatively short, which is less than 15 minutes, and the cycle repeats continuously, but it's usually found in manufacturing settings, as I mentioned before, such as textiles or apparel. And also, for example, supervisors may judge customer service representatives' performance to be higher when sales professionals emphasize the benefits of purchasing extended product warranties than when sales professionals merely mention the availability and price of extended product warranties. Moving on to the management incentive plan. It awards bonuses to managers when they meet or exceed objectives based on sales, profit, production, or other measures in their division, department, or unit. It also rewards on their attainment of one specific objective. That's the difference between the piecework plan. For example, rewarding managers on increasing the market share or reducing the budget without compromising the quality and quantity of the output. We always have to keep in mind that no matter if we're trying to incentivize the faster output, the quality and the quantity always needs to be there in order to be compensated for that work. And to add on, when used as part of an incentive program, superior communicate the amount of incentive pay managers will receive based on the attainment of specific goals. The behavioral encouragement plans. Employees receive payment for specific behavioral achievements. It also encourages employees to meet their objectives and work safe. Examples are good attendance, safety records, lower number of personal inquiries, less accidents recorded, as I mentioned before. So this is more on an individual basis. Evaluating their behavior at work and making sure they're on task, and when they are at work, they're performing and not just there. And so this is another thing that supervisors can keep track of, and it encourages the individual to work hard and be compensated for the work. Referral plans are employees are compensated for referring new customers or recruiting successful applicants for the open positions in the company. Companies rely on referrals to enhance recruitment of highly qualified candidates for the job. Many companies don't award the incentive until the new hire meets the 90-day probation period and meets all the objectives of the position. So not only do companies hire the referred candidates, but they also have to evaluate them once they're hired on and see if they meet what the position requires and see how they're working. Let's see. So referral plans rely on the idea that current employees' familiarity with company culture should enable them to identify viable candidates for job openings more efficiently than employment agencies could, because agents are probably less familiar with client company cultures. So it's much better for the employee to refer the company than a third-party agency which they're not familiar with the culture of the company. So employees are likely to make only these referrals they truly believe are worthwhile because their personal reputations are at stake. So yes, this employees need to make sure they're referring someone that they trust will perform in the job, because their name is on the line. So they really need to make sure that the person will perform as they say they will. For spot bonuses, they're relatively small monetary gifts provided to employees for outstanding work during a short period of time. The amount may vary and be as little as $50. Other bonuses may be up to $5,000 depending on the professional job and the level of the highly productive worker. So it just depends on the company and the work that's being done for the amount. But spot bonuses are relatively on the lower end, and they sometimes may be awarded during the holidays as well, but it's mainly based on their work and are spontaneous for critical areas and talent. Advantages of individual incentives. They promote relationship between pay and performance. Employees strive for excellence when they know they will be compensated for their work performance. It also promotes an equitable distribution of compensation within companies. The better an employee performs, the more money they earn. Compatibility with such individualistic cultures. It motivates employees to work harder while at work. Let's see. Employees strive for excellence when they expect to earn incentive awards compensating their job performance. Paying better performers more money sends a signal that the company appropriately values positive job performance. So these are all really positive things about the individual incentive programs. And because U.S. employees are socialized to make individual contributions and can be recognized for them, the national culture of the United States probably enhances the motivational value of individual incentive programs. Although individual incentives programs have many advantages, there are some disadvantages that come with that. The potential to promote inflexibility. Employees may become dependent on supervisors to be given work orders, so they won't have that initiative to continue working on their own until they're told what to do. They must maintain comprehensive performance measures. It takes time for employees to become proficient on their new equipment if they get new equipment. and it may encourage undesirable behavior in the workplace. Employees may neglect other responsibilities of their job. So managers and supervisors need to make sure that whatever individual incentive program they're putting in place won't encourage undesirable behavior, and these things won't be factors in their evaluating their employees. And that is all for me today. Thank you so much for listening on the individual incentive programs. Thank you.